Global leaders in the Group of 20 meet in Osaka, Japan this week amid tensions over President Donald Trump's trade war with China and fears of rippling effects on world markets. The G20, including the United States, 18 other countries, and the European Union, was formed in 1999 to deal with issues like this. Before the G20, there was just the G7, an exclusive club of industrial powers, the U.S., the U.K., Germany, Italy, Japan, Canada, and France. The G20 now seeks broader cooperation, with G7 members along with nations such as China, Russia, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. President George W. Bush turned to the G20 in 2008 to coordinate an international response to the global financial crisis. In 2015, G20 leaders agreed to share intelligence after terrorist attacks in France and to work to cut off financing for the Islamic State group. In 2016, the two leading emitters of greenhouse gases, the United States and China, agreed at the G20 summit to ratify the Paris Agreement on combating climate change. Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo hosted the Friday and Saturday gathering in Osaka, called for cooperation on global economic growth and building an inclusive, sustainable, human-centered future society. But this year, all eyes will be on President Trump. He will meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in a session seeking to defuse the trade war between the world's largest economies. It is blamed for worsening a global economic slowdown. The Prime Minister of Malaysia, for one, says he isn't optimistic for results due to the unpredictability of the U.S. leader.
I'm not so hopeful. Unfortunately, America has a president who is determined but erratic. I mean, the Chinese have their pride. They also is a 4,000-year civilization. They have never really been subjugated.
The G20 is notable for what topics it covers each year, but it's also notable for what topics it doesn't discuss. President Trump, who pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, doesn't want to talk about climate change this year. And China doesn't want to talk about massive street protests in Hong Kong over a proposal to extradite Hong Kong residents to the mainland for trials. Demonstrators, anticipated in vast numbers, are expected to call attention to both matters. If history is a guide, they will also decry globalization, the cloud of corporations and financial institutions, and cost of the G20 summit itself in the face of global poverty.